welcome to the next ReeVlog. I have a little bit of time before work because I woke up even earlier than usual, so even though I've been doing stuff, I still have time. So, sorry about the lighting, that's just daylight for you. This is the best place I could think to put the camera, so that's just how it's going to be. Don't remember specifically when my last vlog was. I imagine it was when I was on the mud, or after I was on the mud. Did some D&D prep on the mud. By the mud I mean like a little tiny fake hill. It's just a pile of mud. Probably like 25-30 feet up tops. But nice place to sit. Yeah, that was a couple of weeks ago now. 3, I believe. Maybe even 4. Time sure does drag and fly simultaneously. Yeah, so since then, had airsoft, first ever time doing airsoft, was good. Pretty much fine. The actual BB pellets, whatever, don't hurt, like, at all. I got hit in the forehead, like here, and it was bruised for about a day, and that was the only bruise I got from it. But either side, or either leg, on the outside of my calf, hurts. I imagine that's likely from the running through the woodland and the falling in the woodland, because I did a lot of that due to the goggles steaming up quite a lot. Health-wise, obviously, I don't remember whether I've said on here or not, but I've had some health issues of late. My job is very sedentary, not much activity, unless I'm fitting doors, but even then I've sat in the van for most of the day. So, lots of sitting, not great posture, etc. Have my kneeling chair, but I still need to edit it a little bit to better how it works for me, I think. But it is almost definitely better than a normal chair, though that is causing some pain to my shins from time to time. But in order to help with my postural issue and whatnot, I've got myself a standing desk for work. Started that yesterday, and oh boy did my feet hurt by the end of the day. Admittedly, I've been wearing barefoot shoes that are definitely on the way out, the rubber's splitting and stuff like that, so that probably hasn't helped, but it's not something that I am used to. So, yeah, I'm going to get used to it, but I am glad that I'm there today, after yesterday, and then not tomorrow, or Saturday, or Sunday, or Monday, because I'm just not used to it. So I'll get my feet to have a bit of a rest tomorrow and over the weekend, except for driving, because I've got D&D in person. My computer continues to just restart itself at random points, which is very much not helpful, especially considering I'm trying to trying to put together a file to then move on to an external source of storage. It's not working out particularly well, largely due to the fact that I load it up, get it to do its thing, and whilst it's doing its thing, the computer restarts, and then it has to start again, which means I'm never going to get anywhere. Just see if I can get an app for it. So that way I don't have to do it on the computer. And the computer, I need a new one, effectively. Sorry, just had the idea to check, so I'm going to do that now while I remember. No, I don't think so. Well, that's a shame. Anyway, leave that. Maybe do some more research another point. Boom. Other things. I am... Heart, yes. Doctor said the heart issue is most likely a sort of follow-on side effect deal from when I had glandular fever earlier this year, because that was great fun and apparently has knock-on effects. So yay for me there. I shaved a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, tomorrow evening in fact. The beard's coming back, but not as quickly as I thought it would. It's still in a slightly spiky phase. Needs some conditioning, I believe. Yeah. Other things coming up in my life. Flatmate, playing Bloodborne with them this evening. Well, mostly them playing, but whatever. And then maybe some other games. I usually have clients on Sundays. Obviously I'm away this weekend, but it's a bank holiday, so I have at least one Monday, and I will contact some others to see if they'll be available and can afford it, because a couple of people have said they just can't afford it at the moment, which I totally understand, because whilst it is another revenue stream for me, I'm not sure I can afford to do it consistently going forward, due to having to put in the time to track the cash flow for the business, because this year they asked for a tax return. Last year I sent them a thing saying, do you want one? They said no. This year they said, we want one. Thanks for that. But I put it through. I sent them off the tax return. They were like, cool, that'll be £400 please. And I was like, oh dear. Obviously that has to be paid by the end of the year, I think. I think it's something like January 31st next year. You have to pay that. But I thought to myself, I will forget, and then the lawyers will come after me. So instead, I paid it all up front, and that was not good. That wiped out the meagre remains of my savings after I changed car, which I've done. I don't know whether I've mentioned that on here at all, because I was in a car accident or a road traffic collision a few weeks ago, or months now. Time. Yeah, so I have a different car now, and that's expensive, with tax, insurance, and the car, etc., and lots of fuel for all the travel that I've done of late. But whatever, you know, we'll settle down. And finances aren't great, especially considering I need to pay for a new computer, which is a costly endeavour, especially given that I want one that is sort of like a little bit future-proofed. And following on from that, I also need to save up to pay a service charge that everyone who lives in this building has to pay for the maintenance of the communal areas, and that's going to suck, because it is annual and it is like £500. So, you know, obviously the cost of a year is not too bad, but it is a lump sum, and I want to make sure that I have that lump sum just ready to go when it's asked for, which should be in a few months. So I have some time to save it, which is great, but to save that and to get the new computer, which is a matter of somewhat urgency because it restarted itself like 10 minutes before I started recording this, and I've been recording for nearly 9 minutes now, so it's almost 20 minutes and it just hasn't loaded. Not a good start. I'm just going to have to manually power it off, I think, because I've got to start heading to work soon, but whatever. Yeah, that's a bit of a financial issue, but that'll be fine. I just need to be sensible about it and do some maths, as dull as that's going to be. On another note, I am going to be saving for plate armor again at some point. Not yet, sadly, but one day I will get there, because I really want to. Kung Fu's coming along okay. I'm effectively teaching myself the rest of the form, but very slowly, so it's like 1 or 2 moves a week, because that way every so often I can ask my instructor, have I done this correct? Because I'm teaching it myself through a video of when they did their black belt grading. They had to do this particular form on it, but obviously it's from one camera angle, so when they're facing this way, and doing moves, it's really hard to tell what they're doing with their hands. This hand less so than this hand, but that is a pain, and it's just something I need to ask about to confirm. So should be good. Health will improve as it's just a holdover. Never finished that train of thought. As it's more or less a holdover from when I was really ill. It just put my body into a weird state. I am on a rehab type program that I'm putting together for myself. The doctor said do some refit work. So don't set my expectations too high per workout. Work out never twice in a row, so not 2 days in a row. Gave generic eat carbs before, eat protein after shenanigans. So the plan is now to add Friday workouts back in again, because before it was just Kung Fu and clients on a Sunday, so that I would then have like not be doing too much, because if it was an issue, I didn't want to exacerbate it, but they said it should be fine. So I'm going to add Fridays in, because then I'll have, excuse me, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, because when I've got Wednesdays and Sundays, I can't do every other day exactly, so that's the best split that I can do. And also, Fridays are one of the only evenings that I don't regularly have something scheduled in. So in theory, I could go after work on a Friday. Now I've got tomorrow, which I can just go because I don't have anything, because I booked the day off work. And I can sort of start that. Obviously, I've got to do housework and whatnot that I'd usually be doing over the weekend, because I won't be here over the weekend, but that's fine. And yeah, but no, it's good to have a direction. Anyway, enough about this diary-esque vlog, which they all seem to be these days. Perhaps when I do the next one of these, the lighting will be a little bit better. Who knows? I certainly don't. I most likely won't remember having done this, so I'll catch you cats on the flip-flop. Goodbye.